Nepal is a rich tapestry woven from diverse cultures, ancient civilizations, and significant historical events. Nestled in the Himalayas between India and China, Nepal is a land of majestic mountains, deep valleys, and vibrant cultural traditions. Its history is marked by periods of unity, division, conquest, and resilience. Here's a condensed account of Nepal's fascinating story. 1. Ancient Nepal, the early kingdoms. Prehistoric Nepal. The earliest human settlements in Nepal are believed to date back to the Neolithic period. Archaeological evidence suggests that prehistoric communities lived in the Kathmandu Valley and other parts of the country. Myths and legends speak of ancient tribes such as the Kiratas and the Lichavis. Lichavi period, circa 400 CE, 750 CE. The Lichavis were among the earliest known rulers of Nepal, establishing a kingdom in the Kathmandu Valley. During their reign, Nepal experienced significant cultural, religious, and artistic development. The Lichavi period is considered a golden age for Nepalese art and architecture, with the construction of many temples, stupas, and palaces, and the flourishing of Hinduism and Buddhism. 2. Medieval Nepal, the Malla dynasty. Malla period, 12th–18th century. After the fall of the Lichavis, the Malla dynasty emerged in the Kathmandu Valley around the 12th century. The Malla kings ruled over separate kingdoms in Kathmandu, Patan, and Bhaktapur, which became renowned for their cultural and architectural achievements. The Mallas were great patrons of art, literature, music, and religion, and they built many of the exquisite temples and palaces that still stand today. However, internal rivalries among the Malla kings weakened the region and set the stage for future conquest. Cultural flourishing. During the Malla period, Nepal saw a vibrant synthesis of Hindu and Buddhist traditions. Newari culture, language, art, and architecture flourished, and the three city-states of the Kathmandu Valley became hubs of trade and cultural exchange with India, Tibet, and beyond. 3. Unification of Nepal, the Shah dynasty. Prithvi Narayan Shah and the Unification, 1743–1775. The modern state of Nepal began to take shape in the mid-18th century under King Prithvi Narayan Shah of the small Principality of Gorkha. Driven by a vision of a unified Nepal, he launched a military campaign to conquer the fragmented kingdoms and principalities that existed in the region. By 1769, he had successfully unified most of the small states, including the Kathmandu Valley, and established the foundation of the modern Nepalese state. He declared Kathmandu the capital and emphasized national unity, declaring Nepal as a yam between two boulders, referring to its position between India and China. The expansion of the kingdom. After Prithvi Narayan Shah's death, his successors continued to expand the kingdom, extending Nepal's territory from the Tista River in the east to the Kangra Valley in the west. This period saw the growth of a centralized state and military might. 4. Nepal and the British Empire. The Anglo-Nepalese War, 1814–1816. Nepal's expansion brought it into conflict with British India, leading to the Anglo-Nepalese War. Despite fierce resistance by the Gorkha soldiers, Nepal lost the war. The subsequent Treaty of Sugali, 1816, forced Nepal to cede significant territories to the British and accept a British resident in Kathmandu, although it remained an independent kingdom. Rana rule, 1846–1951. In 1846, Jung Bahadur Rana, a powerful military leader, seized control of the government through the Khat massacre and established the Rana dynasty. The Ranas ruled Nepal as hereditary prime ministers for over a century, reducing the Shah kings to figureheads. The Ranas pursued a policy of isolation from the outside world, aligning with British India, and maintaining strict control over the country's internal affairs. This period was marked by political repression, economic stagnation, and social inequality, but also the introduction of some modern administrative practices. 5. Towards modernization, end of Rana rule and democratic movements. End of Rana rule, 1951. Growing dissatisfaction with Rana rule, combined with external pressures, led to a popular uprising in 1951. The anti-Rana movement was supported by the newly independent India and the exiled King Tribhuvan, who returned to Nepal, marking the end of Rana autocracy and the restoration of the monarchy with a parliamentary government. This was a turning point, as it opened Nepal to the outside world and set the stage for democratic reforms. Democracy and instability, 1951 to 1990. After the end of Rana rule, Nepal experimented with democracy, but political instability and royal interventions characterized this period. In 1960, King Mahendra dissolved the parliamentary government and introduced the Panchayat system, an autocratic political system that banned political parties and centralized power under the monarchy. 6. Modern Nepal, the democratic era and constitutional monarchy. Democracy restored, 1990. In 1990, a pro-democracy movement known as the Jana Andolan, People's Movement, forced King Birendra to dissolve the Panchayat system and restore multi-party democracy, resulting in a new constitution that established Nepal as a constitutional monarchy with a parliamentary system. The Maoist insurgency, 1996 to 2006. In 1996, the Communist Party of Nepal, Maoist, launched a decade-long insurgency against the government, seeking to abolish the monarchy and establish a communist republic. The conflict, known as the Nepalese Civil War, resulted in over 17,000 deaths and widespread social and economic disruption.